I want to talk about a 16-year-old girl named Greta Thunberg. I'm doing my first Good Talk video outdoors because I didn't want to be in the studio for this one. I wanted to be here where it actually matters. Because behind me, for 47 weeks, Greta Thunberg has been striking from school to get Swedish parliamentarians and the Swedish government to act on the climate crisis. We're living in Sweden, which is one of the, I would say, best countries when it comes to dealing with environmental issues, and yet it's not enough. And it's funny to see when tourists comes here because she is obviously very famous, and they get surprised by the fact that she's just sitting there. This really super enormously famous person is just sitting there striking as if she was like any other person. And you know what? She is. She is like any other person. She's very Swedish in that way. You're like, oh, there's that person who's really famous. All right. One thing that makes her not so very Swedish is her way of being outspoken. Swedes do not like to argue, but she will tell it like it is. She will stand in front of the most powerful people in the world and say, you are wrong, basically saying you are stupid. I think one of my favorite moments was in the British Parliament when she started tapping the microphone. Is this on? Is this on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Brilliant. Because, I mean, I think about this a lot. The fact that you're on this earth for a certain time. And I see some people, they go on their holidays, they raise their kids, and they have a fun party at Midsummer there, they have a joyous Christmas, but it almost feels like there's nothing else, there's nothing more. And I don't want to be a kind of person who just spends his life living and not doing anything for those who will come after. I believe this is something at the core of things. I want to be able to leave something for those who will come after me. And that is sort of the main point of Greta and the school strikers. If you're hearing orchestra, it is the change of the guards. All right then, there's a bus. She is not like every other person. But the thing is, the way that she has managed to capture and inspire so many people is actually due to something that wasn't possible some years ago. Even like looking at someone like Malala, who's been a very inspirational person to so many people when it comes to the right for girls to go to school. Her aspirations and her, let's call it fame, it's an ugly word, I know, but let's call it fame, actually came out of, big media. Big media was the thing that, transcended her message to the masses. What she has done, Greta, who is just sitting back there, she actually uses social media, so she has a direct connection, and she is not filtered by any media, and nobody can tell her what to do. She can say what she wants to say, and thereby she inspires people in that sense. That wasn't possible before, because before, in order to get messages out, basically you needed media. We don't need media now, but it wouldn't hurt if media got more involved. And I often think of what can I leave behind when it comes to my legacy, or when I'm laying there knowing that this is the end. What can I think about of what I have contributed? How can I be a factor that makes my presence on this earth something that actually matters? Greta is doing that right now. She has become a symbol for something and a catalyst for something, and a lot of people like her in other countries has seen that calling and managed to create, stir up emotions and panic, because that's what Greta wants. She doesn't want people to relax, she wants people to panic. And I say that in a good way, because like she says, if the house is on fire, you don't sit down and talk about it, you get the hell out. So these strikes will continue, and seeing people from all around the world joining in, and even, not even kids, but adults and different parts of society, it's inspirational because we're doing something. And if we want to do something for our kids and our kids' kids and those who come after us, I think it's time to start listening. And if you don't believe in all of these things, or you say that, how can she know anything? She's just 16. Well, that's the thing. She doesn't say that she's an expert. She just says, I'm just being a messenger for the scientist who says that this is what it's all about. And the fact that, she doesn't have any vanity either, because she is not someone you can accuse of being, I'm in it for the fame, because she is so not in any sense. If she gets an award and prize money, that prize money goes to charity straight away. And I think that having someone like her will make this world a better place. But we also need to listen. We need to be a part of this discussion, and we also need to think about those who are directly opposed to this, that in my perspective, it's not about forcing you to believe in something. It's to make you yourself understand why this is important. Because it is. It is important. And people like Greta and those who have joined in and those who are sitting there right behind me right now, they're not chanting, they're not screaming. They're there because they want people to see them and they want them to be heard. So Greta, I will continue to come by on Fridays. I will continue to spread the message you spread and the message that other people around the world, from Belgium to the UK to France to Uganda to Australia to the United States to Alaska, keep spreading the word, because we need to be more educated if we want a future for our kids and our kids' kids. Good talk.